Mic check, mic check. What's going on, world? It's your boy SB, and I'd like to welcome you back to the fourth episode of the Roll Up Podcast. As always, I'd like to thank everyone for y'all continuous support. It really means a lot to me. It really means a lot that we taking this journey to better ourselves together. And again, thank you for everything that you do for the Roll Up Podcast. I'm extending the invitation again. If you haven't done so already, please follow the Roll Up Podcast via Instagram. Also, check out the SauceBradyExperience.com. That is the official hub of everything that I got cooking up right now. Also, would like to extend the invitation to grab my first book. You can catch it on Amazon. You can catch it on Barnes & Noble. It's called Here's the Truth. You're one decision away from changing everything. And I would also like to have y'all keep your eyes open for my second book that should be done in a couple weeks. It's titled You Deserve Better, because in fact, you actually deserve better. As always, man, if you like what you're hearing, please like, comment, and subscribe to the campaign. The next 50 people to subscribe to the campaign will receive a nice, generous discount from the Sauce Factory, and you'll also receive a free PDF of my first book. So, as always, I like to cut straight to the chase. So this episode is about the importance of giving yourself grace. Remember, each episode piggybacks off the previous with the sole purpose of inspiring you along your journey. On the first episode from a while back, it was titled You Deserve Better. It's just giving you a sneak preview into my book because, like I said earlier, you do deserve better. The second episode, we talked about the importance of tending to your garden. On the most recent episode, we talked about the importance of delayed gratification. Today's episode should hit home to a lot of us because we're too hard on ourselves and we need to show ourselves the same courtesy that we show others. So as always, I like to kick the episode off with a quote. And today's quote reads, "Grace is the face that love wears when it meets imperfection." Before we get started, I would like to mention, that this episode is a continuation of a piece that I wrote a while back. The link will be in the description. And if you haven't done so already, man, make sure you check out thebeardedblogger.medium.com. That's where a lot of my new content will be coming from, and I will be adding some new stuff to it. So make sure you subscribe to that blog as well. Every time I post a blog, if you subscribe to it, it'll come straight to your email. So make sure you jump on that. So, as I mentioned in the blog, over the time that I've been on this journey, there's been plenty of opportunities to gain knowledge. And one of the best teaching moments for me are when I look back over my mistakes and how I could have handled situations differently. Again, I'm not perfect, but I've grown to embrace who I am, and the mistakes I've made along the way have been the blueprint in which I build upon. And there's one thing that I had to realize, and that's there's no such thing as a quote-unquote perfect person, because we all make mistakes. Some of us are just good at hiding them more than others. We've all done things out of desperation and thrown Hail Marys when we should have punted. But the truth is, those moments are our greatest opportunities to improve as individuals. In this context, showing yourself grace is giving yourself permission to forgive yourself. Oftentimes, we hold on to the negative things that we have said or done, or have been said and done to us, and allowed them to become our identity. We kick our own ass when we make a mistake or our plans don't go as planned. And unfortunately, it's a force of habit that we all need to break, because when we understand forgiveness, we will lighten the load we carry. To forgive ourselves and others, it means to stop feeling resentful and anger towards someone for an offense or mistake. But in the same breath, it's about taking the necessary steps to make sure we don't replay those same misfortunes. When we make mistakes that involve the feelings of other people, we often go great lengths to regain their trust. But my question today is, when are we going to do the same for ourselves? By forgiving ourselves, we are releasing energy that no longer serves us, and we begin to remove the limitations that we put on ourselves. When we don't practice forgiveness, we fall into the deep abyss of self-sabotage. We lose faith in ourselves and the process, and we ultimately forget who we are. But when we practice forgiveness, we are ultimately paving the way for us to reconnect with our dreams and our goals. As Miss Brene Brown put it, grace now means that now all of your mistakes serve a purpose instead of serving shame. I'm going to say that one more time. Grace now means that now all of your mistakes serve a purpose instead of serving shame. We are already hard on ourselves as it is. Let's be a little bit more compassionate to ourselves. Let's give our wings time to stretch into the wind and enjoy the journey. Starting today, let's practice forgiving ourselves. Let's practice positive affirmations that will push us closer to our dreams. The mistakes we have made are stepping stones to the person we desire to be. Every situation is a learning opportunity to get better every single day. And my advice for myself and to everyone that's listening right now, it is time we tend to our garden by forgiving ourselves. Shout out to my boy Duke. He had posted a status today, and I ain't gonna lie, I was being nosy, and one of his uncles had left a comment on it, and it literally had me stuck to my chair, and I couldn't let it go, and I had to drop it in this episode. So shout out to Mr. Harris for this bar. He said, any effort with good intent is never a mistake. Any effort with good intent is never a mistake. Think about all the things that you've done to survive. Think about all the things that you've done to get ahead. Some of the stuff may not have been pretty. Some of the stuff may have hurt. It may have hurt letting go of certain situations. It may have hurt letting go of certain opportunities. You may have, got some scrapes and bruises along the way. But if you did it with good intent, it doesn't count as a mistake. It's a learning opportunity, like I said earlier, that you can use to build upon so you can continue to get better and better every single day. When we rewire our subconscious mind to see the positive in every situation, we begin to open ourselves up to the endless possibilities of our future. We've allowed people who aren't going where we are going and who are not doing the things we are trying to do control the decisions we make. It is the second day of July, and that shit stops today. Whatever you do in your life, understand that there are no right or wrong ways of trying something new. You're going to make mistakes. It's a part of the game. But starting to today, let's practice forgiveness. Let's practice forgiving ourselves. Let's practice forgiving other people. Let's practice removing those self-limiting beliefs and begin to celebrate who we are in this moment. Because contrary to popular belief, everything we have and who we are in this moment is more enough to carry us into the next phase of our lives. I like to end this episode with a line that I'm sure if you grew up in the church, you've heard 1,000 times. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. As always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to today's episode. I hope I said something powerful to speak life into your vision. Remember, if you enjoy what you heard today, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the podcast. The next 50 people to subscribe to the podcast will get a little hookup from your boy. So tap in and please don't miss out on the campaign. If you haven't done so already, please follow the Roll Up Podcast via Instagram. Make sure you check out the main hub, thesaucebradyexperience.com. Also check out thebeardedblogger.medium.com. It's your boy ESB. I'm signing out. Peace.